you don't get this on an adventure boat. How good's this? This is a very interesting concept, ladies and gents. We've got an adventure boat hull, if you want to look at it that way, but we're mixing it with a luxury Mediterranean style day boat up on deck and some really, really nice accommodation downstairs for a couple. This is going to be the walkthrough, guys, and after this video, for those of you who are seriously interested in a vessel like this, we are going for a test drive. So I'd like you to join me for that if that's of interest. But we're going to start all the way down the back of the boat. And what is this boat? Well, it's the W-43. It's actually called the Wiszniewski. That's the best way I'm going to pronounce it today because I'm very bad at European names. I've had a few Italian designers writing to me in the past, politely correcting me on how to pronounce their names. So that's the best I can do. We'll just stick with W43. But I want you to think of one of the biggest boat builders in Europe, guys who are building for Brunswick Corporation, adventure boat hulls like Axopar and others. Well, that's actually this company. So they own a big manufacturing plant and this is their brand. So they're not going for mass market like what they're doing for other customers. What was that? Sounded like a cannon. Wonder if that came up on the microphone. They're going for very luxury, something what looks a little bit unique to me now, having spent a couple hours driving on it already. And I think they might have hit the nail on the head for some of you guys watching. So I'm going to do my best to explain that to you because many of you do write to me explaining that you've loved the current adventure boat that you own, but you want more space and luxury. So that's where we might be hitting a few nails on the head with this one. So this is an Opac Mare platform. So this one will raise, it will settle in the level position like we have it right now, and it will also lower into the water, deploying some steps just here. So this is super cool for anyone who wants to go enjoy some water sports, but it's also very useful in the Mediterranean. I was using one of these systems just the other day in Spain, and getting off, if you're doing some med mooring, it's very, very handy for that purpose as well. Can you trim the engines up and out of the water? Yes, you can. So they've designed this platform over the transom here to give us more usable space. See how I can do this sort of thing? That's very nice and it's very enjoyable. But all you have to do at the press of a button, and they are going to be upgrading this system so it's more incorporated with the engine trim, this actually just electrically raises, and then that allows all three motors, we're running the V8 300 horsepowers on this setup, to raise up and out of the water. It comes standard with twin V10 400s for your information. So you can have the twin V10s or you can upgrade it to the triple 300 V8s. So that's quite interesting. And then the Mediterranean luxury style day boat. So I'll get there in 1 second, but before I do, we've got speakers, grab handles. If you open up in here, that's access to your shore power. These are actually courtesy lights, little stereo control, beautiful cleats, pop-up cleats. And then on the other side, similar setup, we have the speaker again, but this time we have the hot and cold shower when you've been for a swim, but we also have an engine flush system. So we can flush all three motors, water in, as you can see there, and you just operate the system using that button there. So if you're going to be leaving the boat for a period of time, that's possibly a very good option to utilize. So now let's get into the middle because there's a lot going on here. Both underneath the floor and then all around us, it's a luxury med day boat. So beautiful amount of lounging space just here. We have storage underneath here. We've got storage on the port side, and we have storage accessible from the middle. They're all on stainless steel hinges with gas struts. This is very, very comfortable. It's very ergonomic, is the word I'm going to use, because you get a nice amount of angle and you can just do this and be happy all day long. But you see this table here, it's a proper lunch table for everyone. And we can also electrically lower this and turn it into a sun lounge as well. Now, if you need to pass through, they've designed it in such a way that you can. But did you notice something? How cool is this? So all of these plates and the cups on this boat, they have these magnets inbuilt, so they're not going to blow away. I think that's such a clever little unique design, and that's on every table on the boat. So we've got this one here, we've got another one which we're going to get to, and one more up forward, which would have seen me at the beginning of the video utilizing. And so it just makes life a little bit easier for you guys. So we've got the drop down wings on starboard and port, and they're more on the center line. We're not going for right at the back of the boat. It's not technically on the center line, but it does make this space here feel much, much bigger. So if you're socializing, people are standing or people are sitting here. Say if I was sitting here and someone wanted to go for a swim, I'm blocking their way. Whereas now people can go around you. So from a working the space perspective, it is quite sensible. Underneath me here, we have two lockers, one on the starboard side, one on the port. They're lined and drained, and we've got the sunshade for the bow and all the poles in one of them, and we've got storage in the other. Now, underneath this hatch here, we're going to go to that at the very end of the video because there's quite a lot going on underneath there. All your technical space. We have a huge amount of battery capacity in this boat, and everything's accessible from there. So we'll do that at the end of the video. So basically from the middle of this table forward, we've got protection from the sun. If you want extra protection, there's actually a shore shade which is hidden into this roof. It's been very stylishly done. We've got a aft camera, we've got some down lights, we've got some beautiful soft furnishings up on the roof. So it's all been done very, very smartly. And I like this roof design for a couple of reasons. It's pretty much full beam. So from here, all right, all the way to the other side of the boat. And from here, you are under the roof. So if a little bit of light rain comes, you're out of it. And you do have the option to have some protection from the sun. We can increase that with the shore shade aft. And then we've got the manual shade deployment up on the bow, which is important. That's definitely important. Now, these drop-down wings, these are electric. So they've got a lock to unlock them, but then they just electric worm drive up and down, and you can see the hinges right there. So they're bloody strong. Look how huge those are. So that's not going anywhere. Subwoofer at my feet. Didn't point that out before. So the operation, sliding roof and terrace, T-top lights, and then on the other side, we've got same again, but we should also have the shore shade. And then I think we need to operate the platform from there as well. So in the middle of the boat here, we call this the heart of the boat. We've got our alfresco dining. So how cool is this? This feels like a Korean bench top. We've got the heat plate here, got the Kenyan Barbie. Now we're not running this off a Jenny because we've got a huge lithium battery pack. So it's massive. It's going to cater to the air conditioning and the cooking should you need. But you've got hot and cold just here. That's the Barbie set up just there. And then we've actually got drawers underneath here and a deep drawer just in here, which we've got some stuff in right now. This one is actually an ice maker. And then this one is the fridge just there. And that's also got the little freezer drawer just there. And this table here is what I was referring to about having the magnetic inbuilt for your bits and pieces. But just look at how she's been finished. Isn't it nice? I think it's very, very plush. So I think we need to move forward from here. There's a few more things to point out. I do see some of you guys, many of you are going to look at this as a super luxury day boat for the family. It's convenient, it's outboard powered, your shallow water access. Wait until you see our beach access. But I think some of you are also going to look at it as support for your other boat, because that's how you roll. And this is how many of you are going to board, and then pay attention to the roof design, how it has catered to that. See how it's cut in just here? So if you are needing to get up, boom, 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 you're not going to hit your head. That's the whole idea about that. And then if you're coming into a fixed dock, got a high amount of space that you need to clear, that's also another option. But then let's focus our attention in on the helm, because there's quite a lot going on. It's a cold day here. I'm in America, I'm in Florida. This is the coldest I've ever been in Florida. Apparently it gets like this in January. So getting in behind this wind protection is quite comfortable, but we actually have a heater and air conditioning on this boat. We've got a diesel blow heater and the AC. So we can control the temperature with these just here. We've got our twin flat screen Simrads just here. That is your key start. We've also got phone charging in there, and then that's a remote for the searchlight just in there. 2 drink holders. This is your quick anchor windlass operation. This is your stereo. So that's actually your heater, and that's your AC operation just there. This is a variable speed electric bow thruster. And then we've got our zip wake control. This is our throttles, VHF, safety. We've actually got phone charging, regular USBs just there, and all of your boat systems. So everything from bilge pumps, platform operation. We've got electric helm seat operation, terrace, and all your lights can be done from here. And yes, we do have the skyhook and the joystick incorporated. So you can park the boat using the joystick, or you can reach over and do it traditional with the throttles, or do a bit of both with the bow thruster if you need. We do have some vents up forward, so we can defrost the windscreen, and then we've got the windscreen wiper externally. But just stay there and check this out. There's obviously we've got a footrest here, and we're on the flexi teak, so it's not real stuff. But then you can press this button. How cool is that? So that's a beautiful little teak step, and that raises, for someone like myself at 5'7", that's actually very, very comfortable, but there's still so much more space, even sitting my bum on the raised bolster. So if you're a tall guy or a girl, your options are going to be many. Now, pay attention to the angle of the backrest. This is a very comfortable thing. So that's why I'm kind of seeing Mediterranean luxury day boat vibes mixed with the adventure boat hull. That's what I was referring to earlier, because you don't get this on an adventure boat. How good's this? Super, super comfy. You could eat up some miles on this thing. The hull is going to look after you. She's going to be moderately happy on fuel burn and very, very comfortable through the waves. And then if you are the taller person, guy or girl, I assume we just need to push this button in. Okay. Now if I stand at the helm, look how much space is above me. And then your line of sight is nice and clean because we've got the full glass, and we're not having to worry about rain showers, which does happen a lot here in Florida and in Australia, ripping our way through and wetting us on the face when we're going fast. So sensible, practical design, but we are complementing it with highlights of mahogany in sensible places. There are covers for all of these seats and the helm, so you don't have to worry about it too much. And then you've got the mahogany on both sides of these helm chairs, so it's a triple seat arrangement, but there is a cover that goes over this. So now one of those buttons that I was talking about before at the helm will actually electrically slide these seats forward and aft. So you've got quite a bit going on just here at the helm, should you need. Got some downlights, another grab handle just here. The sunroof, it's a material sunroof and it electrically opens and closes. And then underneath me on the port side, and then in the same location on the starboard side, we actually have technical access because we have the fuel tank on the center line, accessible through a mid hatch just there. And then here and here, we also have more technical access to all the other systems on the boat, but you would more possibly stow a few things down there. I don't know whether it's going to be necessary because there is quite a lot of space on this boat. So midships cleats just here, making life easy for single handing. And then going forward, basically this whole deck here until we get to the swim platform is on the one level. And then we just have to go up one step to go forward. And there's my bum just here on the gunnels. But I've actually got roof line to hold onto here. I've got this grab handle just here, and then I got another one just here. So I think this is a relatively safe design. I know, again, quite a few of you going boating with your grandparents, or your grandparents are buying these things and then you're taking it out for the grandma and granddad, and you don't want to send them up forward to pick up a mooring where they might risk falling in the drink. So this design, I think, gives you enough protection. Also for young people, if they want to come forward, pick up a mooring and put it on the cleat or operate the anchor, it makes life a little bit safer. Check this out before we check out the rest of it. This is a really cool feature. So we've actually got a full-on beach access deployment system. How cool is this? I'm just going to put it all the way out for you to see. I love taking boats in to the sand. Obviously it doesn't necessarily have to be for a beach, it could be for somewhere else, but that just makes life so much easier, and I think it's super cool. We've got our quick anchor windlass here. That's stainless steel chain, and then it goes to road like so in a stainless steel anchor. Here you've got your cleat just here. That's your safety, and we can operate it from the bow as well. So it's all incorporated into this one location. And then we got, what was that, sorry?
Freshwater wash down there too.
Oh, freshwater wash right beneath me. That's cool. I didn't even notice that. So that's handy. Very handy. And then if we close that, here's your pop-up lights. Do they press? There we go. One on each side. Bauble. Nicely done in stainless. And just look at the details. Just here in the cleats and the hinges. Everything's been done to another level. It doesn't look like your standard production boat when you look below the surface on this one. So these are the bases for the carbon poles, which will do the sunshade up in the bow here. This seat here, again, has been ergonomically designed in such a way that you can hang out here all afternoon if you want. Same again for that seat. And then we've got hinges, stainless steel hinges, which will access the fender storage below, and they've been done in such a way that they don't interfere with this table. This table's removable, should you need. We've got courtesy lights, more speakers, more drink holders. Yes, we've got mahogany here, but there is a cover that goes over this, and it's deployed in a pretty easy fashion. We did do it this morning. And then this sun lounge just here doesn't move. We did 55 mile an hour through some winds. Nothing moved. All right, these cushions are actually tied in place, so they're okay for hanging out on a windy day. But we've got a couple of drink holders after this sun lounge, and just pay attention to the headrest. I'll actually just lie down there for perspective. Oh, it's very nice. You can hang out here all afternoon. So just a very interesting package this thing is. And the fact that it's been put together by a family that have just been building boats for the last 30 years, I can see that they've been inspired by many of the good ideas right across the range, and they're incorporating many of those good ideas into this design. Let's have a look at the roof. So we've got our spotlight we've got our radar mast, VHF aerials, and then navigation light. That will, with the removal of a forward bolt or two, you can hinge it down to lower your height if you need to get under any bridges. So it is possible. I know quite a few are talking to me about that. So I think that covers everything up here. Let's get forward. Let's get downstairs, I should say. And I think we should check out the accommodation. So the companionway has a bit of a locking mechanism in there, so it's not going to close on your toes when you're in a seaway. I've got two deep storage bins underneath each of these stairs, and we're coming into this beautiful mahogany interior, but you've got light switches here, systems operation, it's all very logical with a display panel just there. But come inside and just hopefully allow the camera to change. So first thing you're going to notice is all the cabinetry. We've got some beautiful, highly polished timber and some curves in some nice places, which really does lift the feel a little bit. But these are all drawers. So 1, 2 is the third one, 2, and these are actually bigger drawers just here. And we even had some storage nooks on our way in. And then this one here, they're quite deep. So you do have quite a lot of functionality here, and pay attention to the fact that it's a couple's boat. So they're not trying to overdo the accommodation for the whole family. It's very much focused around a couple for overnighting. But look at the amount of space we have available to us here. It's a proper bed, and it will also convert into a little social space. But look at the amount of volume we've got here. We've got soft padded sides on the roof, no sharp edges for you to bump and hurt yourself. We've got reading lights, light switches at the bed head, stereo, 110 volt charging, and then just here, see that? That actually converts into a lounge, escape hatch, natural ventilation. Obviously we can air condition this space as well. We've got a little reading light just in here in the corner, more speakers. That mirror, or what looks like a mirror, is actually a TV. And then you've got another ledge here for some storage. We've got some knockout blinds, but you do actually have privacy because the sight line actually goes through and hits the boat. So you're not actually exposing yourself if you wanted to allow some light to come in and you were getting changed. So that's all kind of functional. Now going into the head and shower, you actually just put your fingers in like so, and you go straight into a nice separate shower. So isn't this cute? So it's a proper shower area here. We're on the Corian, it looks like marble, and then your toilet is actually separated. So we do have this screen just here which can close off that area to keep it dry. And then we've got a more beautifully polished timber. We've got storage. Looks like, this one looks like it slides. Oh, some natural light. Isn't that cute? That's cool. So the storage is going to be under here. Don't want to force that. There it is. So there's your loo roll holder. You can put some cleaning gear in there. And this one is sliding like so. Light switches. You've got a couple of towel hooks just there, but plenty of space. So this is a proper couples accommodation. And then you can put phones and bits and pieces just in here. That's actually a fire extinguisher and some access into the electronics. And look at that, manual bilge pump forward and aft. That's quite handy. So that's very good. So I think we just need to quickly check out the huge amount of technical space, which is in the midsections aft. Then we'll wrap this video. So for all of you guys who are probably thinking already, and I know many of you will jump into my DMs, can you install a Seakeeper? My answer is absolutely you can. There's so much space in here. So if you want any of those luxury features, genset as well, look at the amount of volume we have under here. So on this center line, seems like the perfect place for that. But then we can see the hydraulics, you can see a lot of the wiring loom, and then forward just here, this is the massive lithium battery pack. That looks like the house batteries, and then port aft in that corner all the way back there, which the camera may or may not be picking up, is the engine cranks, and the water tank is in this location, black and grey, and fuel are forward. So I think I'm just going to pass that back to you, and let's just wrap this up right here. So yeah, what an interesting boat, guys. It does feel like this hull reminds you of an adventure hull. I'm going to get over here so you can see me with the sun. It's actually warming up now, it's quite nice. But if you're someone who does desire some performance, if you're someone who desires a bit of wave cutting action in your hull shape, and you like the idea, or you want to have the ability to run the boat fast in some offshore conditions, say if you're in this part of the world, or at least I know on the other coast, all of you want to go to the Bahamas. So this is definitely going to be possible for that sort of journey. And back in Australia or in the Mediterranean, crossing over from, you know, say Barcelona to Mallorca, or running the south of France, or up and down the coast in Sydney, it's all possible. But it's also just a very luxury, comfortable platform. It's not too big, but it's definitely not small. And having these fold down options at the side, the function at the back here, this functionality giving us shallow water access, different marina access in different parts of the world, it makes a lot of sense. So I feel like we're somewhere in the middle. We've got our luxury med day boats over here, we've got our adventure boats over here with less capacity on them, and this W43 seems to be meeting somewhere in the middle, which might just be perfect for some of you guys. So if that is of interest to you, if you want to see how she performs, we're doing that in the next video, so I'd like you to join us. Click on the link coming up on your screen any minute now, and that will take you to that next video. Following that, if you really are trying to buy one of these and you want to come along for us with a bit of a deep dive into what we've discovered, which will end up being 8 or 10 hours on board this boat today, we're going to put that over on the Patreon channel. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Enjoy yourself wherever you are in this world. I'm Dan Jones. You've been watching Dan's Boat Life. See you there.